Good morning.
Good morning.
I add my welcome to all the other welcomes that have been given so freely today. Reverend Dr. Suzi, Schadle, and minister here at Suncoast Center for Spiritual Living. Hey, Tom.
Good morning.
Our cruise boy is back. He just got off a cruise, and lest you think he was having fun, he did. And he worked very hard because it was a ministerial school cruise. So they were working, you know, they figure they have a captive audience if they've got them out in the middle of the ocean, right? So that's how they you know, accelerate their learning. So welcome home, Tom. Glad to see that you have your sea legs back or your ground legs back or something. So, happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. Thank you.
To all of you mothers and those who think you're not mothers. By the time we finish all of this, I'll have you think again. So most of you know that our Centers for Spiritual Living theme for all of our centers throughout the world this year in 2017 is values-based spiritual living. And the May theme from Centers for Spiritual Living is spiritual living through creativity. And this is what they offer us to sort of explain what they mean by spiritual living through creativity. We allow the ongoing activity of spirit into our hearts, minds, and activities to bring forth new forms and expression to inspire and guide. So we're already inspired. Every time we take a breath, by the way, that is the in-breath, the inspiration of spirit itself. So when we breathe in the experience, the inspiration of spirit. When we breathe out the creative expression of spirit as each one of us. So never think for a moment that you're not creative. You are. Even those of you who think you're not. You are creative and you're creating all the time. And it's through that in-breath of spirit and that out-breath of spirit. So here at Suncoast, our May theme is activate your creative power. Activate your creative power. Don't just sit on it. Don't hide it. Don't pretend you don't have it. Activate that creative power. And today, what we want to explore is the receptive principle of the divine feminine. The receptive principle of the divine feminine. Because today we honor mothers. I love this Jewish proverb about mothers. It says, God couldn't be everywhere, so he created mothers. And there were times I wish he hadn't. There were times I wish my mom hadn't been right where she was right at that very moment. But somehow I weathered it, and I'm still standing. And of course, there were a few times I probably couldn't sit anyway, right, when Mom was there. So Mother's Day is an opportunity for us to celebrate our earthly mothers, to thank them for bringing us into the world, and for loving and nurturing us, selflessly launching us out into the world on our own. And I'm not unaware that not everyone had a happy or healthy relationship with their mother. Some did not. I had a very challenging relationship with my mother, so I know what that can be like, but I also saw glimpses of how powerful our relationship could be and was in many cases. And also in my case, I'm twice blessed because one mother birthed me and another mother raised me. So I was blessed with two. I've always been a bit of an overachiever, so I said, okay, God, bring him on. And then I said, okay, maybe I want to rethink that. But you know, what I do want to say is that, as it turns out on this very day, May 14th, 1981, the mother who raised me took her last breath. Far too young. She was only 58 years old. And while we had a challenging relationship, it was also very rich with blessings. And I learned so much from her, and so much of who I am reflects who she was. And so I want to honor and bless her on this day. It's a lot of years, but I still miss her. She was snatched away too quickly, but you know, I got to put in a little kudo for my mom. Before she died that morning, she completed the New York Times crossword puzzle. So I gotta say, way to go, Mom. Way to go, Mom. You know, and I wish, you know, when I think of her, when this day comes around every year, when I think of her, I wish so deeply that she would have found this teaching. You know, I found it a handful of years after she passed. And I know when I came across this teaching, The Science of Mind, I thought, oh, wow, I wish we would have found this together. She would have loved this teaching. She would have just eaten it up and just resonated with every single bit of it. She was one of the smartest, most creative, talented people I've ever known in my life. And she would have loved this work. She would have loved the intellect of it. She would have loved the heart of it. She would have loved the creativity of it, the power of creation that we teach. I wish she would have found it. And I am convinced that if she had, it would have saved her life. It may not have stopped the heart attack, but it would have saved her life. It would have made it so much richer. And so my plea to you today is don't let another mother, don't let another child, another father, another person go without this teaching because we kept it to ourselves, because we kept it a secret, because we kept it close to the vest, because we liked the intimacy of a small little group here. Don't let that happen. You may save a life by sharing this teaching, this powerful, powerful spiritual teaching with another human being. So I invite you to invite people, invite friends, invite enemies, invite your family, which sometimes are the same. Invite your coworkers, invite somebody on the street that you just happen to bump into and see they're having a hard day. Say, I know a place where you can learn to create the life you love to live. Don't let another person go without hearing about this. Are you willing to do that with me, please? It's important. This isn't about you. It's about all those people out here who haven't found this yet. That haven't found the power in this teaching because we kept it to ourselves. Please, please do that. End of sermon. Now I'll do my talk. So today we get to honor mothers and mother energy. And it's important to understand that there's a bigger concept of mothers. It's beyond the individual human experience or human personalities. For example, there's Mother Nature, mother to us all. And Thich Nhat Hanh teaches us this. The earth has been there for a long time. She is mother of us all. She knows everything. The Buddha asked the earth to be his witness by touching her with his hand when he had some doubt or fear before his awakening. The earth appeared to him as a beautiful mother. In her arms, she carried flowers and fruit, birds and butterflies, and many different animals, and offered them to the Buddha. The Buddha's doubts and fears instantly disappeared. Whenever you feel unhappy, come to the earth and ask for her help. Touch her deeply the way Buddha did. Suddenly, you too will see the earth with all her flowers and fruit, trees and birds, animals, and all the living beings that she has produced. All these things she offers to you. You have more opportunities to be happy than you ever thought. The earth shows her love to you and her patience. The earth is very patient. She sees you suffer, she helps you, she protects you. When we die, she takes us back into her arms. Mother Earth. We all have Mother Earth. And Mother Earth embraces an even larger concept, the divine as creative receptivity, as love and nurturance and protection. And so today we also honor the divine feminine aspect of spirit itself as the expression of the receptive creative principle of life. It's the holy womb. The divine feminine is the holy womb where spiritual possibilities are received, accepted, nurtured, and then bear fruit. The holy womb of creativity. Reverend Dennis Merritt Jones writes, Ernest Holmes refers to the feminine principle as the universal womb of nature because as an omnipresent principle operating through all living things, it knows how to unconditionally nurture and grow to fruition whatever falls into its embrace. For this reason, I believe another term for the divine feminine could be unconditional love. And we heard that in the prayer from Susan. Unconditional love. Most people agree that the most potent force in the universe is love. It aligns us directly with the highest vibration of the infinite spirit itself. And the divine feminine principle exists in all of us. So you men are not off the hook. This isn't about woman or man. It's about the divine feminine principle of life. And it exists within all of us, male and female. And it represents our receptivity to the spark of creation, the creative impulse of unconditional love. Love is what sets creation in motion. Unconditional agape love sets creation in motion. That is the impulse that sparks new life. The metaphysical meaning of Mother's Day is about the celebration of this receptive, nurturing, and loving creative nature that exists within each and all of us. Now, the ancient mystics taught this, that they thought that to create the universe and humankind, that God divided into two aspects, masculine yang and feminine yin. And when they merged, when they came together, the universe was birthed. Yin and yang, yang and yin. The ancient Chinese depict the Trinity as father, mother, child. Father, mother, child. So father generates the idea, the dream, or the desire. The mother is the receptive medium, the receptive womb, and completely accepts the idea, dream, or desire, and envelops it and nurtures it into being. And then that desired form or experience, the child, is birthed into being. Father, mother, child. It's very similar to our own science of mind teaching, the metaphysical interpretation that we have of the divine creative process, which is that the masculine conscious mind, creative conscious mind, chooses and plants the seed or the idea. And that the feminine receptive subconscious mind receives, nourishes, and brings to fruition that idea, which has been given attention by the conscious mind. And the result is that merging of the masculine and the feminine. And the child is a reflection of the original seed and the nurturance that brought it to bear. From the Aramaic language of Jesus, God is called Abba, or Papa, which doesn't mean a male figure, by the way. It's the divine parent. It's not an either or, it's both and. It's Abba, or Papa. God, Spirit, synthesizes the male and the female. The paternal wisdom and the maternal love come together to create the divine parent. Spirit itself transcends and balances and contains both masculine and feminine, the divine parent, the simply divine creation. And it creates the divine child. So that coming together of masculine and feminine aspect of spirit itself creates the divine child, which is you, it's me, it is all of creation. All of creation is the coming together of the masculine and the feminine into the oneness of creation. Reverend Dr. Joseph Murphy wrote, masculine father energy and feminine mother energy represent the creative and receptive principles of creation from which all things come forth into life. If your masculine creative conscious mind and your feminine receptive subconscious mind interact harmoniously, peacefully, and joyfully, the result of this union will be health, wealth, happiness, and abundant life. You will experience heaven on earth with effortless ease. So know that both of those things exist within you. Of course, you have to wait till Father's Day to find out about the masculine thing, so you're going to come back on Father's Day. But you have both of those, masculine and feminine, divine masculine, divine feminine within you, and you are the divine child, you are the divine creation. And when we bring those together and we recreate in the manner, in the nature of spirit itself, we become that creative power that exists within us and all around us. So don't fritter it away, use it. Use it consciously and intentionally. Make a decision of what is the seed that you're going to plant and how are you going to nurture that seed that you plant, and then bring it to birth, bring it to full fruition so that you can experience it, you can live it, you can be it. I want to give you a little demonstration of this creative process. So, not all of you can probably see that. Let me move this over. Here, this is very heavy. You think I'm kidding? You think this is styrofoam, don't you? It's not. I thought it was too. I'm like, oh. Okay, so here's the deal. This is very easy. You can do this at home. You can recreate this experience at home. And I'm sure you all will, probably starting this afternoon. So this is the spark. The masculine energy, the creative idea, wisdom. Here it is. Because we be wise. I'm an English major, so I can do that. We be wise about the intentions that we plant, the seeds that we plant. So here's the spark, masculine. The candle in the wick is the feminine. That's the feminine energy of receptivity, of love. It's the receptacle of spiritual light. And then there's creation happening right before your very eyes, people. And this right here, the fire and the light, that's the divine child. That's the union of the masculine and the feminine, the balancing of masculine and feminine, the illumination of truth. Let there be light. So, you too, if you should ever forget how creative you are, as simple as get yourself a fire stick. Boom, candle. There you have it. I could have just done this and skipped the whole talk. So if you missed any of it, that's it. Okay? Now, here's the other big trick, is to do this without catching my hair on fire. Yeah, why don't you move this thing? It's over here somewhere. That's fine. That's great. Perfect. Thank you so much. The reason I do that, I'm so cautious about that, I was actually speaking at a Unity church one time. It was a big, what was it? It might have been Christmas Eve or something. Anyway, it was something important. And there was this huge candle on a pedestal back here. And I'm speaking, right, and I happen to be talking about fire, and I go, fire, you know, like this, and I start to, you know, back up, very animated, and I see this streak of something like this, and it was the music person came running over and grabbed this candle right before I backed into it and caught my hair on fire, which would have been very dramatic, making a point. I go to most lengths to do that, but so now I'm like, okay, yes, you stay over there. So anyway, here's part of it.
She ruined the whole hour.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I mean, it would have, and how did she know I didn't plan that? You know? So you can always create this. Just remind yourself. Very simple thing. When you light a candle, think of it as you are participating in creation when you light a candle. It's not as simple as we think sometimes. But it is that divine spark, the divine feminine, the divine child. So Ernest Holmes, our founder, wrote, "You are the light of the world. Man is the candle of the Lord. How important, then, that the light be kept trimmed and burning with oil of pure spirit through the wick of peace and joy. In this way do we glorify the indwelling God, who is the Heavenly Father and the cosmic mother of us all." Yeah, it's kind of a neat thing. And so I'm going to close today with a poem dedicated to the divine feminine, not just in mothers, but in all of us. The divine feminine is a weaver, intertwining with men, children, and each other to protect the web of life. The divine feminine is a creator, giving birth to young ones and the children of our dreams. The divine feminine is a healer, knowing the mysteries of the body, blood, and spirit because they are one and the same. The divine feminine is a lover, joyfully embracing each other, men, children, animals, and trees, listening with her heart to their triumphs and sorrows. The divine feminine is an alchemist, uncovering the roots of violence, destruction, desecration of the feminine, and transforming cultural wounds. The divine feminine is the protector of the soul of the earth, bringing the darkness out of hiding and honoring the unseen realms. The divine feminine is a diver, moving down into the mysteries where it is safe and wondrous and oozing with new life. The divine feminine is a singer, a dancer, a prophet, a poet, calling upon the Divine Mother to help us remember who we are as we journey through life. The divine feminine. You are that. Mother's Day. It's an opportunity to consciously reconnect with the principle of the divine feminine within each of us. It exists within each of us. Tap into that. Nurture it. It's It's where the true power of unconditional love resides within you and all around you. And it's waiting to embrace and to nurture us into spiritual maturity, because we are the divine child. And so we get nurtured even after birth into spiritual maturity, where we take spiritual authority and command of who we are. We fully own ourselves, our beingness, our authenticity, the truth of who we are, and we become the experience and the expression of who we have come here to be, ordained by Spirit itself, or we wouldn't be here at all. Celebrate the divine feminine on this day, and don't just leave it for Mother's Day. Celebrate the divine feminine not only this day, but every day. Embrace the love that is represented in that receptivity and creativity, and know that you are blessed and that you are a blessing. You become the blessing of creativity that lives beyond you when you embrace who you truly are, the divine feminine aspect of your spiritual being. And blessings on your journey of activating your creative power. And may you begin this week by embracing your own divine feminine receptivity and love, and letting it unleash itself on the world. And so it is.
And so it is.